Was the boogeyman.
As a matter of fact, it was.
Hi, my name is Spencer Simmons, and this was my pitch for the new Halloween cinematic universe. So you just seen what I would introduce at the start of whatever project, any Halloween project. I want this to be my opening. Set up the boundaries, set up where we start off, and go from there. If you couldn't tell my intentions, I want to do basically a sequel, a remake of Halloween 2, following the events of Halloween 1. And I know everyone loves that flashback sequence in Halloween Kills, but imagine a whole movie of that. That is what I'm proposing. I want to basically pitch my idea for a remake of Halloween 2 that follows the events of Halloween 1. I feel like Halloween 2, as great as it is, I feel like we can now make something that is a little bit closer in the atmosphere and spirit of the first film. And I do think Halloween 2 achieves some level of that. I don't think it is on par with Halloween 1, but I think Halloween 2018 kind of proves that we can get close to Halloween 1978 Myers. Now we need to, put him in an environment that feels like a Halloween movie. And I'm talking about bringing back, the stuff from Halloween 1978 where he pops up right here, the shot cuts or pans over, we pan back, he's gone. We need to reintroduce that stuff. Because that's what is scary about Michael. He really is a force of nature that comes and goes as he pleases. He plays with his food. And I will say this. Yes, I'm not a part of Miramax. I'm just a filmmaker who is tired of seeing these Halloween films come out and they're garbage. And they're not well made. Like, technically, they're well made, right? But story-wise, just absolutely mishandled. And I'm not saying I'm the right man for the job, but I'm saying that if given the opportunity, I would love to make a Halloween movie that bridges the gap from 1978 into either a straight sequel of Halloween 1978 into a remake of Halloween 2, or a urban legend of Michael Myers in modern day. That's kind of where the only two options that I see where we can bring this franchise back to what it once was is either establishing that Michael is gone and he comes back for one last Halloween. And honestly, I really like that idea. This is basically a Dear Miramax video. I'm just going to go ahead and warn you. This is just me talking, and I'm a huge Halloween head. I don't have anything really themed Halloween besides my keys right here. But I have a lot of stuff. I'm a filmmaker, a horror filmmaker. I got into this business to make Halloween movies, and to make horror films. You know, my dream is to make a Halloween film. And, you know, now that Miramax, which I love Miramax, I love all their movies for the most part. I want to get my hand in this, either through the audience eyes or in front of some executives. I want to be able to guide this. And I know I'm just a lowly, you know, I'm a nobody, but I really just want to see Halloween treated with respect, and I want Halloween to be fucking scary again. I want the name Michael Myers to be respected again. And the story of Michael Myers and Laurie Strode. I want those two to be the pride and joy of America, of the United States. It's an American horror film. And these last few films, I love a lot of what they do, but let's just not beat around the bush. They kind of tarnished the Halloween image, and we need to kind of dial it back to basics, but double down on the stuff that Blumhouse and David Gordon Green tried to do. That worked. But let's leave some of the stuff that didn't work, like the comedy. When I show up to see a Halloween movie, I'm not trying to be, you know, laughing. I'm trying to see... I want to leave the fucking theater scared. I want to be seeing Michael Myers in the corner of my eyes whenever I leave that theater. That's what I want. That's what the audience wants. They want a Myers that is unpredictable, that they know is a human, but they can't put their finger on it. What's different? You know, what makes Michael tick? And by the way, I'm never going to answer that. Like, if I ever get a chance to throw my hat into the ring and have a say, I'm sorry, you're not getting an answer on why Michael does what he does. That's one thing they screwed up with the new trilogy, is they tried to give Michael a motive, but then they backtrack on it, and it gets really muddied. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that at all. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. We need to start with a good main lead character and focus on their survival, their fight for survival against Michael Myers. Michael is the star of the show, don't get me wrong, but we need to go back to basics. We need to establish a new canon of some sort, a new character, and have them replace Laurie Strode. That's where we need to go. And, you know, I love Jamie Lee Curtis. I love Laurie Strode. But we have seen enough. And we need to instill a new character that, admittedly, I think that modern audiences need to relate to. And that's the one thing I didn't really like about Allison in the new films, is that you like her in 2018 and then she kind of gets dumb and, you know, makes poor decisions and kills. Then it ends, it's like a complete 180 of her character. It doesn't really make sense why she does some of the decisions that she does. We need a smart, I would prefer female lead character, a woman character, that, you know, because I think Halloween, I'm sorry, but I feel that there needs to be that duality of, you know, the teenager, a woman teenager being stalked by a mass serial killer. Like, that's kind of what these movies have always done. So we need to keep that, you know what I mean? We need to keep that aspect. I don't think we need to switch it up and have like a Tommy Jarvis. I feel that we need to keep it in line with what we've had. So basically, this is my pitch. You know, I know this is a little bit long. You know, in the industry, this would be way too long. But this is really just me kind of spitballing, and because I've already put in the work to edit something that shows you where we're picking up off of, which is the ending with 1978, and the last shot is the Myers house. Preferably, we would start there and follow Michael for the first 10 minutes of the film and show him going basically house to house, kind of like Halloween 2, going house to house, but also going back to the hardware store in 1978 and getting another mask and burying it, so that if we ever do decide to do a, 40 years later, 20 years later, whatever, there you go. That's your end to another mask, an older mask. Because the one thing I really want to focus on is how he disappears and comes back. That's what we really need to nail. If we're gonna go for sequels, especially if we're gonna have any time jumps, we got to set up how the hell Myers manages to get, his mask back, of course, and how he gets his outfit and all that stuff. That's the one thing I really didn't like about the new trilogy is they never changed his mask. It just got dirtier and more burned looking. Me personally, I would have had him go back to the hardware store, get a new mask for Halloween Ends. Have it be literally straight up the original mask. That's what I would have done. But so what I'm saying is that eventually he's going to have that older mask that we saw in 2018 at some point. But set it up here that this is the same exact Myers we're following from 1978. It's the same exact day. And it's literally the same night. And he's going house to house, killing people, of course. And then we would switch perspectives to a new character. And it's in the middle of the night. And she's also a babysitter. I don't know who this character is. But, like I said, I'm assuming that she is, our replacement for Laurie Strode. More likable, similar to Laurie Strode. Very innocent. And that would, in my opinion, help bridge the audience into realizing that it wasn't just all about Laurie. And that, to me, I think, is the one really good aspect of Halloween 2018, is that it establishes that Michael is not going after Laurie. But I feel like they do explain why he goes to the house. But at the same time, I'm like, let's get away from that. I don't like that. So this would reestablish that he's not going after her, and that it was just a random girl that he was infatuated with. She got away. Boom. That is subtly implied. So we don't really have to explain that. Follow her and her, trying to basically take care of these kids, kind of like Halloween 2018, and or not 2018, but 1978. And I feel that from there on, I feel like the ending of the film needs to be her. Like, all right, so we're going to have one attack sequence. It's going to be kind of set up in the middle where basically Michael shows up, and it's like a home invasion type of movie. Where Michael is breaking into this house, and she has to basically protect these kids. And she manages to hurt Michael, get him out of the house. They decide to leave and go to the hospital. Maybe, it could be anything. Glass. One of the kids got cut or something. I don't know, on glass. It could be literally anything to get them to a hospital. Now, I know what everyone's going to say. Oh, so you're retreading Halloween 2. You're going to need to retread a little bit. Because Halloween 2, as much as it is still a good movie, there's some things that I don't like about it. It doesn't keep the same atmosphere. We need to get out of that hospital. That's the number one thing. We need to have a little segment with this hospital. Get them out. Michael chases her throughout the hospital and these kids. And the movie ends up where she basically goes to the police station with these kids, right? And Michael infiltrates this police station by cutting the power off, kind of doing a Halloween, 4 or 6, pulling a little bit from that. Now, these are little things, right? Like these are, some of these are set pieces, actually. They're literal, entire set pieces, but we can do them better with more money, of course. We can do them better and pay homage to those films, because I do think they had good ideas. You know what I mean? So pay homage to those movies. You know what I mean? Pay homage back to your own franchise. But the original thing about it here, about the movie, is the intensity and the gore. We would need to introduce more gore into these movies. Now, I'm not saying Terrifier 2 level, but it needs to be shocking. It needs to be gory. It needs to be not necessarily brutal, but we need to innovate with Michael Myers. I feel like he's a little bit tame, even in the new movies. There just needs to be more suspense, you know what I mean, before he kills somebody. That's a major thing that we need to focus on with these new films or shows. We need to focus on building suspense with these scare sequences and making the tension palpable in the atmosphere in the theater or at home. We really need to build that dread of what's going to happen. Holy shit, where is he going to come out from? You know what I mean? We need to play pretty much pranks on the audience. We need to delay jump scares here, and I keep jump scares to a minimum. Maybe 1 to 2 jump scares in the whole movie. The rest, we're going chase sequences. I want running, Michael, stalking people, walking after them, and the end of the movie. I know this is going to be crazy. The end of the movie, police station, right? I feel that at the end of the movie, Michael needs to disappear. He needs to get out. And he disappears. Never to be heard from until the next Halloween, 1979. And he comes back for one last Halloween. And the movie ends. Now, I know you guys are going to go crazy on this. The movie ends with Michael Myers on Halloween night returning. Amongst the Halloween, on Halloween, right? The night of Halloween. He returns. And basically the movie would end with Michael going to attack a parent in front of their own kids. And the kids run, Halloween music blaring, camera pulls back, cut to black. Then the next movie, or the next episode, whatever it's going to be, we need to have Michael fucking tearing shit up in a neighborhood. I'm talking he's killing off a whole damn block. I'm not saying we're going to go, goofy. But we need to have it to where Michael is going to one house, boom, up to another. We need to show Michael just literally slaughtering house to house for a solid 10 minutes. scaring people, like people seeing him outside killing somebody, and then he looks, and then fucking they go to grab their phone, he's gone, flip the camera around, boom, he's already in the house, smashes him up against the window. Like, we need to go for broke. We need to show the ferocity with those sequences. Basically, this is payback for that ending of Halloween. That Halloween ends, and this is to show basically Michael Myers, why he's the king, why he's Big Daddy. You know what I mean? Why he should be afraid, or feared. Why he should be feared, and have just one of the most brutal Halloween anything ever. But not abandon what makes Halloween and Michael Myers Halloween Michael Myers. Like, let's not abandon that. You know what I mean? We need to have atmosphere. We need to have tension, suspense, dread, a good lead character that we can bite into, and that sounds awful, but that we can believe in and relate to, that we can see a little bit of ourselves in, and follow them as they are stalked and pursued by Michael Myers, and show Michael not giving a fuck, right? He needs to be feared in this movie, but not Evil Dies Tonight feared. We're not going that route. We're still focusing on how Michael Myers, he back in those days, 4 people, killing 3 or 4. Like, remember, this is like hours after Halloween 1978. We need to set up why Michael Myers is feared. And I feel like the stamp that I give is teetering that line between 2018 and Kills. I feel like there could be sequences like the firefighter scene. There could be sequences like that. But there can also be sequences like the laundry scene in 1978, where Michael's just popping up over here and then he's over here, There could be moments of that woven in, and that can give it a nice little balance for everybody. I mean, that I feel that there's some people that really like gore, and they're going to get that. And then there's some people that like a little bit more subdued, simplistic approach to horror, that they're going to get that too. We need to focus on atmosphere, though. We want fog. We need the iconic blue lighting for moonlight, lighting. And we need to have like darker sequences. I feel like we need to have like literally like darker sequences. I feel like the new trilogy was a little bit too bright. I feel like you could see everything. You know what I mean? So I that's just how I feel. I don't know how you guys are going to feel about this. This is just me spitballing. But what I have shown you, by the way, this is not like Miramax didn't help me with this at all. By the way, this is like entirely my own shit. It was just like a fake opening to my own project if I ever get to make it. And this is me explaining where I would go if I had the opportunity. If I had the money and the opportunity, this is where I would go. And, hopefully you guys can see some things, see something you like or hear something you like. I feel that there's a lot to love with that idea of Michael, following Michael in the first 10 minutes. It's picking up directly after 1978, back at the Myers house. He kills a couple of people. He sees the main lead of this movie, and it basically becomes like a home invasion film. They go to the hospital because there's like broken glass. Michael's scared off, whatever. Michael comes back to the hospital. They get basically chased out of the hospital. The cops. They're like, what the hell? They find the bodies of Annie, and it's We show a little bit more of that, of the victim side of it, and really focus on the victim side of it. I want to feel sad that they died, and then have it end where they go to a police station, and they're basically waiting out Halloween, waiting until Michael is captured. Michael shows up, fucks shit up in the shadows, basically clearing out this police station. They have to leave again. Michael disappears. We don't know what happens. And then Halloween 1979 rolls around. They think everything's fine. The main characters, they're a little bit traumatized, but it's like, all right, Michael's gone. Halloween's a bad time of the year. Michael comes back, fucks shit up on Halloween night. He's back again. We can't go wrong. I'm just saying. Fans would eat it up. They would eat it up. I don't know. Maybe I'm just preaching to the choir. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just, spitballing ideas that people won't like. I mean, it's just my ideas. I'm just spitballing. But hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I wanted to make something that, Halloween fans would like. Since it is so close to Halloween, this video is basically going to drop tonight, the 24th. This is just what I want, dude. I really want to see Halloween be great again and scary and effective, because I feel like 2018 did that, but then Kills ruined it, and then Ends, Michael's now a laughingstock. So, anyways, I love you guys to death. Miramax, if you're watching, my email is on the channel. I would love to put in my little two cents. I love you guys to death. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for your time.